to WonderWoman Wednesdays. I'm really happy to introduce you all to my friend all the way from Paris. I had the pleasure to meet her a year before last at a Diwali celebration. She is an amazing dancer. She's a wonderful artist. And amongst many, many other things that she does, she is a wonderful person as such. She smiles and she loves hugging people, and that's how we connected. Welcome, Poonam.
Thank you so much. Such a sweet introduction. Thank you, Mandeep.
You know, it's so lovely to reconnect with you. I was very unhappy when I met you because I felt, oh my God, I'm leaving Paris and here I meet this wonderful lady. But I'm glad we kept in touch through Facebook. And I'm glad that you were able to join our WiP community, and the ladies would look forward to connecting with you.
Thank you so much, Mandeep. It's such an honor to be here. And really, it was quite sad that you were leaving by the time we met. But I'm happy, you know, thanks to social media, thanks to this, that we can still connect.
That is true. So I caught a few of your videos of dancing on the social media. I keep catching all your new artwork, which keeps coming, your radio interviews that you keep doing. So all of those things, I thought that, you know, our WiP members should get to know you a little better. Let's start at the beginning. You know, tell me about the fact that what did you want to be when you were a little girl, and how did that change by the time you came to college?
So many things. It just kept changing every day. You know, so many things, lots of things. I remember being a child and I remember just hopping from one place to the other. But I think mostly art has been a constant survival tool. You know, art has been a constant in my life. So yeah, if I had to say one thing, it would be an artist. I've always wanted to be an artist, and I was always one, you know, since I was a child. Because I was lucky enough to be born in a family of artists, and it came very naturally to me. So that's one of the things that I wanted to be. I knew that I already was, and you know, there was no doubt in my mind that I'm not going to continue with art when I grow up, because I had a strong connection with art. And also to run away from the bullies, to run away from the sad emotions. You know, this was like my survival tool. Run away and do art, you know, get into your own little bubble, your own little world. So yeah, art. I was a lot into sports too. So at one point I thought I would become a skater, you know, and I did. I skated for the nationals in India. I was into speed skating. Yeah. So I was a lot into sports as well. And dancing is something that I continued, that I started very, very young as well, when I was about 5 years old. So many things, Mandeep, many things. And it's so funny. I was the art girl in school. I was the dancer in school. I was a sportswoman in school. But me and my math teacher had an arrangement in class that we won't even look at each other. I just did not understand math.
I understand.
I was a creative person. So for me, around college time, you know, when you ask what did you want to be, you know, how did it turn out in college? By around standard 10 in India, after your board's exam, you know, when everybody's choosing what they want to do, it was very clear to me that I didn't want to do math or science. I wanted to pick up arts. And my family was into printing of saris, you know. So it was such a clear path for me to pick up fashion, you know. I went into National Institute of Fashion Technology in India, in Calcutta. And it was quite a very, very easy and effortless decision for me to go there. And I gave an interview and I got through very quickly. So that was
I see in your bio that you are a gold medalist and you got your medal from, you know, A.P.J. Abdul Kalam. And on top of it, you kind of won best all-rounder student, and your designs won the prize. This is amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sounds really good.
Thank you.
This is how you prompted your journey into NIFT, is it?
I think so. You know, like I said, I grew up a lot with fabrics and the smell of paint and block printing and screen printing. So it wasn't I knew that I wanted to get into clothes. So I remember I was seeing another woman who was into another senior in my school who had joined NIFT, and I saw her and I saw what she was doing. And that's what, you know, that's where I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. And I applied for it. I did not apply anywhere else. I applied for NIFT and I got through so I didn't even think, you know, it just happened. And I am the person who kind of goes with the flow with everything in life. Even now, that hasn't changed. So yeah, it happened like that. And I got into NIFT, and for the awards, I had no idea, Mandeep. I remember for my, you know, you study 3 years, and NIFT is a difficult place to be because it is not like college where you're having a great time with friends, you're partying, you know. there was so much work. We were constantly sitting in our classes and working, stitching clothes and, doing our research and all of that. So by the end of 3 years, you have to come up with a collection with 5 ensemble, and there are 7 centers of NIFT across India. There's one in Delhi, one in Bombay, there's one in Calcutta, Hyderabad. I don't remember the rest, but so we all have to present our final design collection, what you've learned, so pick up the fabrics and, do your own collection, stitch your own clothes and make your own ensemble. So I remember I was the last one to present because I was so nervous to do this. I was constantly being rejected by everybody. No, this is not a great idea. This is not a great idea. And I remember I entered the garment lab, the garment construction lab, where everybody was already, they had begun doing their work. And I had not even finished my research. So at that moment, I was like, okay, I'm going to stop looking at everybody. I'm going to concentrate and I'm going to give it my best. And from that day, for 3 months, I think I continued working nonstop until the day we showed. And then when they took out, then when they said that I won I won 3 awards, I think, around, in college in Calcutta. It was amazing. It was crazy. I did not expect it.
When you landed in Paris, how did you find this calling about just being an artist and dancer? I know that you also design clothes, but I see that your murals are everywhere, your paintings, you have a gallery. I see that, whether it was Prime Minister Modi came and all the backdrops were such an honor that you did that at UNESCO. So when I was reading that, it felt very nice. And you have been felicitated by, the WIP thing for really contributing to the arts and culture of India in 2019. So tell me that this whole calling, being in a foreign land and saying, I want to do this for the rest of my life. How did that start?
I'm very grateful. All these things, when you say it, Mandeep, you tend to forget that you've done some things. You tend to kind of put yourself in, you tend to forget that you've done so much. So when I hear it from you, it feels so great. Thank you. I'm very grateful. Honestly speaking, when I came from Calcutta so I was in Calcutta until I finished college. Then I went to Mumbai to work in an export house for a year there, which was a fantastic experience. I was working as a head designer in an export house. And after that, very quickly, I met my husband in Mumbai and, we decided to come to Paris. He wanted to do his MBA. And, who says no to Paris? I said, dude, I have studied fashion. I'm going to make it big. Let's go to Paris. That's the vibe that we left the country with. But when we came here, Mandeep, it's another ball game. When you come to Paris for a vacation, it's so romantic and it's so beautiful with the croissants and the wine and the cheese and, the place is insane. But when you actually come to live in another country with such a different culture, it was such a culture shock for me. I didn't realize I was such a brat in India. Everything is taken care of. There is a driver G for you. There is, there's food for you on the table. You don't have to worry about cleanliness of the house. For example, right? Everything is taken care of in India. When we came here, nobody knew me. I did not speak the language. I did not know how to get stuff done, like to change a light bulb or to, to cook. So I realized that it was not as easy I had thought. I started giving interviews here. I remember going to Chanel a couple of times to go for my, to apply for an internship. And I applied many places. I had trouble with my visa because I did not have a working visa around that time. So I had to wait. I had no idea about all of this. So honestly speaking, the first 5 years was I was almost into depression. So I just lost my dad around that time. I came to another country. It was a very, very difficult time. At 23, when you're so full of energy and you're so enthusiastic and with everybody else, all your friends doing great, I went into a deep, it was really like a 5-year time where I was truly finding myself again, in my 20s. So it wasn't easy, but I didn't give up. I kept learning the language. I kept learning to live, to figure out my life. All of that happened. And I remember after about 3 or 4 years, my husband was superb. He was doing his MBA, and we had a great bunch of friends that helped me a lot because they were an international bunch of people who spoke English, came from everywhere. So, of course, I think in that sense, I was growing a lot. Just meeting people helps you grow. After that, I remember my husband got me a canvas. And he said, all the stress that you're taking out on me, why don't you take it out on the canvas? And the funny thing is, Mandeep, I have created art all my life, but in India, I used to work with paper, on walls, on doors, on fabrics, but I never worked on a canvas before. So I thought it was a fantastic idea. So, when he got me a canvas, I bought myself more canvases. So I bought myself about 20 canvases, huge canvases, and I started creating. And then, I found a gallery. A friend of mine actually found a gallery, and I did my first exhibition. And out of 18 pieces, I think I sold about 5 or 6. Which was quite a boost, because it was amazing that I could create the product end to end by myself throughout, I could start it, end it, and I could put it up in a gallery, and people were paying me for learning, making art on canvases. It was already a huge push. And then I didn't stop, Mandeep. Then I think, I like to create art on many different materials, I like to express myself on the walls, on the floor. You give me anything, I'll paint it. That's what I do.
I saw some pictures of body painting. I mean, is it a big thing in Paris? I mean, women who are pregnant and men, oh my God, I saw those and I said, what pictures is this girl sending me? Amazing. Really? Is that a real thing happening often?
It is a thing. I hope it is a thing. I hope I make it a thing, Mandeep. But
interesting, really.
But in India, you don't think of these things. I remember here, what happened was one of my friends, really cool photographer guy, he came to me and he said, I want to get something painted. I don't want a permanent tattoo. I want a tattoo only for a day. Would you like to paint my arm? And he's this footballer, really tall, beautiful guy,
Picture with him too. Yes, I know.
I think so. I think I sent a picture of him. His name is Stefan. So he came to me and he's like, I want something just for a day. Would you paint my hand? So we said, why don't we turn it into something cool? We call all our friends home and I'm going to paint your arm and maybe your shoulder and maybe your back. And we'll see how it goes. I'd love to paint you. And I remember back in India, I would paint these little kids for their birthday parties, right? We do this on the face painting and stuff like that. So that party where everybody came, they were all in awe and they were all wanting to get pictures with him. Because what happens is when you paint someone, when you're painting a live canvas, it's like I could move the canvas, And when you're painting a live canvas, the energy is something else, Mandeep. You take that live energy and, it's an exchange. It's a collaboration. That's what you're doing. So that was quite a hit. Everybody was very excited. And then we didn't stop then. We said, okay, let's go to Notre Dame and, we'll sit. We put a chapeau there and we'll see. People stopped by. We made 200 euros that day. 200 euros with coins. Like there were people paying us coins to just watch us paint and perform. Little by little. So body painting is not really a thing and a thing because in festivals, people are still open to it. People are still excited about it. So in the beginning, I wasn't making any money off it. I was doing it for, the satisfaction of, it was just making me happy. And little by little, I realized people started, because they saw my stuff on Instagram and Facebook, they started inviting me more to their, festivals, to their street festivals, saying, would you like to, come? And then I started getting, paid for it. So really, it became a thing. I love painting live models. Then
I wish you all the best because all your models, including the pregnant women, they all look glorious with all the...
It's such a souvenir for the pregnant women because, these paints are non-toxic. So, it's like makeup, right? So it's such a souvenir for pregnant women. So one of the pregnant women came to me and she's like, I'd love for you to paint my belly. And that's where it started from, and I was like, wow, this is a thing. What a souvenir to have, Like my son loves looking at my pregnant photos. So I'm like, why not? So it's happening. I think I'll continue it forever. I love it. I love it so much.
All the very best. And the other thing which brings me to it, which I enjoy watching all the time, you pick up some really peppy Bollywood numbers and you choreograph amazing dances. And the fact that you had the Diwali function with few dancers just following you. And the good part is that I like the fact that you made them dance in leggings and whatever they were wearing and really didn't make a big hoo-ha about wearing lehengas. And
dances for everyone.
That really kudos to you because it was like very nice to see women whatever they were wearing, but the dance steps mattered a lot. So tell me about these classes that you run and these videos that you create.
Wow, that's another mad. See, all these stories begin from friends, I do something and then an idea pops up in the head and you're like, oh, come on, let's jump on it and do it, we were at a party, we were dancing, and I'm telling you, it's funny. These French people, they love Indian music so much because every time you go to a French party, by the end of the party, they'll put up a Punjabi number. So I remember they play that Punjabi MC especially. So we were at a party. It ended with a Punjabi number. I was dancing. I remember 4 people just standing there, and they were like, if you start a dance class, we're going to come. We're going to become your students. And literally, I picked up the idea from there and I said, okay, let me do a workshop and let me try finding a studio. And if I find a studio, I'll do it for 2 months and I'll see if I can gather students, Mandeep, it literally started from there. I started with 4 students. I've been dancing now for 4 years and I have taught many, many people. Like there are 50 people who turn for workshops. I have started online Zoom classes during the pandemic. It's just that I feel Bollywood in itself, I keep telling my students, I said, even if the song is sad, you smile. That's what you do in Bollywood. Like literally, that's what we do in Bollywood. It's so joyous. It brings so much happiness. You know it more than anybody else. And I think it's also such a head, body, mind, spirit coordination, right? Your hand is moving, your head is moving, your legs are moving, your hip is moving, everything is moving. So it's such a fantastic sport. And I think it started from that one class. More and more people, brought their friends. I started doing some publicity on, Facebook and on Instagram. And it hasn't stopped from there. I started giving workshops and many, many people turned up. And like I said, the whole point of this this dance workshop is really to express yourself. It's not really meant for just dancers to come and dance. I do not tell them what to do. I literally, dance. I say, okay, I'm going to express myself. You'll see me, you'll watch me, and you'll do a cover version of what you see me do in comfortable clothes. It doesn't matter what you're wearing. So no pressure. And I think that takes off the pressure from people to, oh, I have to perform. I don't correct them in classes. We literally just really dance our feelings out. That's what we try and do.
Tell me, what inspires you for painting, for dancing? What inspires you?
Everything. So many things inspire me. To begin with, people like yourself, Mandeep. I find interactions with people very, very inspiring. I find nature very, very inspiring. And for me, I keep thinking about, this thing. I'm always inspired, Mandeep. Really, I'm almost always inspired. I feel like inspiration is external and internal for me. Internal because I feel like when I'm in a meditative zone, when I'm meditating, there are so many visions. When your mind is clear, when you're in an aligned state, I feel like ideas are everywhere. Then you catch on to one idea. It's just up to you to do it. So ideas are everywhere around us. Like, I'm talking about that internal intuition, right? You catch on to it. You have an intuition about an idea and you do it. So I'm very intuitive that way. I think I'm very full of ideas. It's putting them to action is what I have to do, I'm also inspired by people like yourself, like I'm speaking to you. I'm so inspired by your stories. I think there are such fabulous people all around us, inspiring us at every level. So many things, nature inspires me, colors inspires me, the sky, the sunsets, traveling. Really, just about everything inspires me, Mandeep. I don't know if I answered that question.
No, I get the thing, and we have some very nice aspiring artists, and some of them are artists, and I think they would love to kind of connect with you or understand your story and definitely get your perspective and the way your bold colors talk in your canvases. Poonam, I always tell you that's really lovely.
Thank you.
I wanted you to share with our members your success mantra according to you.
Believe in your magic, guys. Believe in your magic. I feel like, Mandeep, we all go through these crazy feelings of self-doubt, right? Like, I feel like each and everybody, we all have a gift. We all have a gift that we're here to share. We're just not here to be born, to go to a job, come back, make money, buy a house and die. I feel like there is so much more that we have to give to people. Your gift, your talent, your energy, and somewhere I think we all know what we're good at. Everybody has an idea of what we are good at. We try to suppress it sometimes because of fear of failure, fear of judgment, the society, the pressures, But I feel like it's extremely important to be in touch with what you love to do and to share it will, share it completely without thinking about it and believing in your magic. Like, fall down 7 times, get up 8. But remember that you have to believe in your magic, because if you don't, then nobody else will. It will. You've got to save yourself. You've got to keep doing what you love. And it's okay to fail. If you're not failing, then you're not learning. So that's one thing. And another thing that I would say is discipline and perseverance in keep doing what you love to do. Yeah, that's what I'd like to share. That's what I try to do.
I couldn't have summed it up better. Discipline, perseverance, and believing in your magic. If you don't believe in yourself, who else would? Thank you, Poonam. This is really, really wonderful. It was a pleasure having you with us and giving us a perspective as an artist. We haven't had an artist before in the WiP series, and so you're the first one. And I'm really glad that all the way from Paris, you were able to make time for us.
Absolutely. It's such an honor. What a start to my week. Thank you so much, Mandeep. Keep doing what you're doing. And you're clearly someone who is persevering, who's believing in your magic. Continue to do what you're doing and continue to inspire, Mandeep. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hi, guys. My name is Poonam Malpani, and I'm an artist and a dancer living in Paris. I'm a color freak. All my paintings are extremely colorful. I feel like every color has a vibration, and I wake up each morning and think about which color inspires me, and I go attack the canvas. Sometimes human bodies too. I love to paint human bodies. I love to paint anything that's in front of me. If you like my work, go check out my work on Instagram at by_Poonam. Where I share very often. I share a lot of my works that might inspire you. I hope it does. Thank you so much. Bye.